Well, before security, let's just give you an update from Bonchari, where Ford People's Zebedeo Opore yesterday delivered a resounding victory to the Jubilee coalition with a win in the Bonchari Constituency by-election.
Opore swept to victory with a tally of 10,947 votes against his closest rival and ODM candidate Oro Oyoka's 6,977 and Wiper's Charles Oyancha, who came in third at 5,171.
Now, Opore emerged the winner of the highly charged poll that saw both President Uhuru Kenyatta and CORD leader Raila Odinga campaign for their coalition's candidates.
This comes on the third poll in a row which Jubilee candidates have trounced their CORD rivals in the ODM stronghold of Kisii County.
I therefore declare Zebedeo John Opore as a validly elected member of National and
that let's come together and work together. And from our opponents, I wish to request them to come together and join me to work together to develop the people, the Bonchari constituency, because it has been lagging behind for the last 1 year and so. Jubilee government has come into play, and it has also shown that people of Kisii, Muslim generally, are pro-government.
Now, works in the multi-billion oil carrier One power plant in Naivasha have stalled following a strike by over 600 workers involved in the construction of the power station. Now, this is the second week of the strike for the workers, who are accusing the H-Young company of failing to pay them their risk allowance, despite what they term as health risks caused by poisonous geothermal gases. The workers state that many of them are complaining of chest congestion and pain in their body joints. The workers were joined by the Okaria Member of County Assembly Peter Palanga, who called on the management to work on the workers' plight and save its reputation.
Tukaona munyonge ataenda nyumbani bila pesa, na ni pesa ya haki imetoka, kwa sababu hata siku ya leo project manager mwenyewe ameconfirm pesa iko.
Najua hii mradi ni muhimu kwetu sisi wote, lakini hatutatengeneza mradi sisi tukufe tuache wengine wakikula.
Elaborate plans are underway to improve the infrastructure of Tharaka Nithi County. Unknown to many, this county, popularly referred as the election stronghold, has only 18 kilometers of tarmac roads. Now, this mainly serve as routes to the neighboring Embu and Meru counties, but with ongoing multi-million road and bridge construction projects, presidents are set to experience great benefits. Some of them have already constructing grain silos next to their growing road networks. According to County Executive for Roads and Public Works, Basilia Gitonga, this will increase access to mobility within Tharaka Nithi during an inspection tour of a project underway in Upper Nithi and Lower Tharaka. Chief Engineer Officer Eric Murungi noted that there will be a model for future projects.
We have divided the roads into county level roads, that is roads that will probably crisscross from one sub-county to the other, and we have the ward roads. For the ward roads, the members of the county assembly responsible for the ward, in consultation with the residents, decide priority roads. We are allocated an average 10 million for each ward to be able to improve and open up various roads. For the county level roads, we allocated about 180 million to improve what we called spot improvement.
What we have done is that we have, in conjunction with our MCAs, identified various roads in the counties that we are now opening up. Some of them were impassable before we took over. all those ones now we want to make them passable, all weather roads, grading them and marraming them.
Now, just yesterday, the country woke up to sad news coming from the Gununa area of in Wajir County, where the Gare and the Degodia clans had been fighting. 20 people lost their lives as a result of that, and scores were injured. Let's have a quick update of the situation in that part of the country. We're speaking to Faisal on phone. Faisal, what do we know so far from Wajir?
Okay, Bonnie, and so far, Wajir, the situation is cool, and we were together with the Deputy Inspector General yesterday, and he said they will set a permanent camp for the GSU officers in Gunana and also Burmayo, which is really the affected areas. And many people, and almost due to 12,000 households are displaced from the area, and now they are in Tarbach constituency. And the situation is calm now, and there's no any incident reported so far.
So, Faisal, what is the total number of those of fatalities, those people who succumbed following this attack?
Oh, surely, and it kind of retaliatory attacks, and that village Gunana was the same village 3 weeks ago. 12 people has been killed there, and leaders here are preaching peace, but what is inevitable here is the retaliatory attacks.
Faisal, we've obviously been reporting this extensively, but as a person on the ground, what do you see as the cause of this rivalry? Because there's been land, there's been livestock and whatnot. What is the genesis of all this?
All right, this center of the district is a teeny village known as Kulani from the Gari side, and also Gunana for the Degodia side. And it was just a conflict that started in Mandera way behind. But for now, it's a kind of border dispute.
All right, Faisal, and probably finally, what's happening today? Are people picking up the pieces? What's the situation like?
All right, so far now, the town is calm, but many people are displaced, really, and they are in Tarbach constituency.
All right, great. I've been speaking to Faisal Abdul, who's in Wajir, just giving us a status update following yesterday's attack that 20 people lost their lives following clashes between the Gare and the Degodia clans in that part of the country.
Well, we're still looking at security concerns, and we'll be hoping to get someone from Mpeketoni to just give us an update of those fresh attacks, as you heard from Bonnie Tunya at the beginning of this bulletin. Right now, though, let's have a look at what's happening in terms of our education system and the health, academic performance and retention of children in schools in Taita Taveta County has been jeopardized since the withdrawal of the school feeding program by the government and World Food Program. Now, this is the cry of parents, children and teachers in the semi-arid county, which was a beneficiary of the program that was stopped in 2007. The parents, most of whom are living in poverty, now have to bear the responsibility of providing food for their children to ensure they stay in school. But the problem is they have had a challenge because most of them have been forced to send their children to school on a part-time basis since they have to do jobs in order to get food. This, they say, has resulted in poor performance by students in the county, and they're now pleading with the county government and also the education stakeholders to reinstall the feeding program.
Tunaambiwa tulipe chakula wakati wenzangu wanaenda kushika chakula, mimi nakaa darasani, na nyumbani mama ndo tuko na mama peke yake.
Lakini by the way, huwa wazazi wengi sisi hatuna uwezo wa kulipa hiyo chakula, manake kwa jumla niko na watoto 3, nalipa 900. Kwa hivyo sitaweza kuafford hiyo 900.
Changamoto kubwa ni kwamba mradi huu ni wa muhimu, na tungependa kutolea usaidizi kutoka kwa serikali, aidha ya county ama central government, waweze kusaidia watoto waweze kupata chakula.
We're now joined by Hassan Musa, who is the county manager for Red Cross in Lamu County. He's joining us after reports emerged that 11 more people were killed in fresh attacks in Mpeketoni Monday evening in Pandanguo village, and that's in Lamu County. Mr. Musa, perhaps you can begin by telling us what the situation is right now. We understand that the death toll was at 11 people.
As we speak, what we've counted as Red Cross is five people who have been killed. And the tension is very high in this area because some people, people were picked from their homes and assembled at a central place and killed on a gunshot. Yeah.
All right, Musa, being on the ground, perhaps you can tell us what, how this was able to happen given the contingent of security that has been sent in the area recently. What are people on the ground saying?
The people are worried because they were assured of security, but unfortunately, it happened again at around 11:30 when I was talking to one of the community members, and he's saying they were actually listening to a football match between Brazil and Cameroon. So you can imagine that time. So actually, the situation is tense on this side, and some people are not. I mean, there are few people are moving from this area to 7 kilometers Witu area.
All right, and can you tell us anything about the nature of the attack? The last attack we saw was very calculated, men only being targeted, shots at close range. Is this similar?
Yeah, it's similar because only men were killed in this attack again. And mostly, out of 4 of them are youth. Only one is an elderly person. Yes.
Okay, Musa, have you been able to identify how exactly the perpetrators were able to do it? Were they on foot? Were they driving? Any details you can give us?
No, we've not been able to ascertain the means. But actually, if you look at on this side, it's a bushy area, and I think they were walking. They were actually walking along these villages.
All right, and finally, Musa, can you tell us anything about anyone who may have been attacked and survived, and whether or not they've been sent to hospitals, and which ones?
Yes. There's one casualty who had deep cuts, and he was taken to Lamu District Hospital. Mpeketoni District Hospital.
Okay, and Hassan, I just want to understand if this is the same village that was attacked last time. We understand that it's called Pandanguo village, but it's still in Mpeketoni. Is it around the same area?
No, it's not in Mpeketoni. It's in Witu, 7 kilometers from Witu. It's 7 kilometers from Witu, not in Mpeketoni, but it's not very far from Mpeketoni.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hassan Musa. He's a county manager for Red Cross in Lamu County. And just an update of what he's told us following fresh attacks yesterday. According to the Red Cross, 5 people have succumbed because of that. 4 of them being very young. He described them as youth. All 5 of them, again, male, saying that the nature of the attack, very similar to the previous one that left 60 people dead. Still no idea how this was able to happen, given the number of security personnel in that region, confirming once again that it was in Witu, which is just very, very close to Mpeketoni, in a village known as Pandanguo.
That's right, and sad news coming in from Lamu. We'll continue to update you as and when you receive it. But moving on, the Ministry of Roads and Infrastructure losses are more than 300 million shillings every year to vandalism now. Destruction of guardrails, footbridges, and erection of illegal road bumps are the major causes of vandalism. Speaking during the Roads and Infrastructure Development Consultative Forum here in Nairobi, the Principal Secretary in the Ministry, John Musanik, says contractors will be responsible for road maintenance in the country and will be held liable in case any shoddy work, with consequences including withdrawal of operational licenses and slapping of heavy fines.
What we are actually coming up is what we call performance-based kind of maintenance system, whereby you as a contractor, we enter into a contractual agreement for the next 5 years. So the package in which the contractor will be able to bid will be inclusive of those kind of maintenance costs. There will be construction and maintenance. But the budget, the current budget is about 25 billion, which goes for maintenance for all the roads all over the country. So the vandalism is a criminal kind of offense. And we lose actually almost, if I can, let's say, target up to about 300 million per year on some of the routes actually in terms of this vandalism, guardrails, and then that is only directly in terms of materials. Now, on the other hand, if you look at in terms of the life cost, lost in the whole process because of accidents and so on. So these are issues apart not from the ministry's perspective. I think it's a general kind of a campaign which should be able to do.
Well, dissent over the Reproductive Healthcare Bill 2014 is gaining momentum, with a section of the members of the National Assembly throwing their voice behind those opposed to the bill.
Secondary school heads have also spoken out against the bill, which has since become controversial for some of its recommendations.
However, as you will find out, the sponsor of the bill, nominated Senator Judith Sijeny, has said that sections of the bill have been taken out of context. The idea of contraception for teens and preteens continues to rub sections of Kenyans the wrong way, with more arguments against the Reproductive Healthcare Bill 2014 emerging.
So if about 12 or 13 girls get pregnant in a year, why do you want now to give the whole 2 million condoms?
The provision in the bill Awiti is alluding to suggests that children as young as 10 years of age be granted unhindered access to comprehensive sexual education and confidential services. Contraceptives are listed as essential information on pregnancy and abortion. But the secondary school head's chair reads more to the bill.
We may need condoms for the adults, if it is to be whoever want to use it, but to introduce condoms for the children of this country, we are also going against the law of this country, because we always say that young people who are above 18 are the ones that are now making their own independent decision.
But for Musao Ndunda of the Kenya National Association of Parents, a major concern is consent, or lack of it, from parents before these children can be offered reproductive health services.
It's very, very important that you need to consult the parents. We cannot agree our children to go outside there without the consultation of the parents. That's why we have said that it should be amended.
However, as the bill sponsored by nominated Senator Judith Sijeny continues to polarize the country, the senator has said her bill is simply seeking to provide a framework that protects the reproductive and health rights of women. Majority of those opposed to the bill, however, seem more uncomfortable with the idea of children having access to contraceptives without their parents' consent and not the health rights of women. Edith Kimani, KTN.
Right, we're just about to pay the bills, but before that, a quick recap of the breaking news we had as of this morning is that 5 people have been confirmed killed in Witu village, that is in Lamu County, not too far off from Mpeketoni. We have received also confirmed reports from the Kenya Red Cross on the ground that all these were men.
Right, this was Hassan Musa, who is a county manager, Red Cross in Lamu County, who spoke to us earlier on, just in case you missed it, saying that it was in Pandanguo village. The details of this attack eerily similar to those ones that left 60 people dead, targeting only men, as Tunya said, and close-range gunshots, attacking people who were watching a match of the World Cup.
And also getting just details from Hassan in that part of the country is that the situation, this attack comes in the wake of heavy police presence in that part of the country. So it's really baffling how the assailants were able to pull this off.
Well, we're trying to get more details on that story, and when we do find them, you can catch them on our website, standardmedia.co.ke. You could also wait for subsequent bulletins or get all the updates on at KTN Kenya.
This now, the British exploration firm Tullow Oil has discovered fresh oil, as its Canadian partner Africa Oil also announced that it had discovered gas at another site in northern Kenya. Tullow has discovered 39 meters of net oil pay and 11 meters of net gas pay, Ngamia 2 well, which is 1.7 kilometers off of Ngamia 1 well.
Still in business, over 2 million Postbank customers will now be able to gain access to checkbooks and check processing services at ABC Bank following the signing of a deal between the two banks. Now, the solution will be available through the Postbank check account, which will allow Postbank customers obtain checkbooks and process checks through the clearance house. This will provide customers with payment options that will help streamline their business transactions and also introduce the culture of savings and other marketing segments. ABC, on the other hand, will be able to utilize all the 99 Postbank outlets across the country to offer its customers over-the-counter banking services such as cash deposits and withdrawals.
I strongly feel that the new Kenya is going to face tremendous amount of opportunities at the county levels. And having a physical presence at the county level, understanding the unique challenges as well as opportunities that are there at the county level can only be done with a physical presence.
I hope that Postbank and ABC Bank will work faster to expand, grow, and deepen their partnership to provide financial solutions to SMEs in other areas such as credit and trade finance.
Okay, so we have that fact that people don't need to know.
Right. Did you know fact this afternoon, when Theodore Roosevelt was a young child, doctors prescribed him whiskey and cigars to relieve, you will never guess what, severe asthma.
And he became president.
Well, I'm not sure that's what made him president. Okay. But he got cigars for asthma. That doesn't sound right.
Dawa ya moto ni moto, that's what they say.
Well, this is where we wind up this edition of KTN Newsdesk. Please do log on to www.standardmedia.co.ke. A lot of updates will be coming your way from Wajir and, of course, Mpeketoni, where fresh attacks have left 5 people dead.
That's right. As always, I'll catch you in the evening for business. My name is Tunya.
And I'm Edith Kimani. Good afternoon.